Thank you for tuning in to a message about the 1111 portal. This could be a big time of change for people in the collective. Take a deep breath for me. Set your intention grounded to the present moment. This is the Kawaii Tarot. It's super cute. Let's just see what messages come through for you. I also have the Spiritual Meaning of Birds Oracle deck as well that I'll probably use to clarify at some point. Let's see here. What else do we need to get from the Kawaii Tarot? 10 of Wands, 9 of Cups. So whatever this change that's happening for you in the 1111 portal, it's going to take effort. 10 of Wands is carrying a heavy load on your back, but stepping intentionally towards a destination. 9 of Cups is like feeling pretty happy with what you've got. It's sitting on your throne, very tall and proud, feeling like you've got everything you need. It's gratitude, it's presence, it's thankfulness. So even though you're having to carry a load towards whatever this destination is, you're fine with that because you're happy with what you have and where things are going is what I'm kind of getting. But we have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is like, you know, somebody being generous and giving to someone who's doesn't have as much as them. But this is in reverse. So you could be kind of very self-focused right now. Either the people that are surrounding you are either not giving to you as much as you would like, or you're not giving maybe out as freely as maybe you could. Maybe you could be more charitable, or maybe just people aren't putting the same level of effort towards you as you are to them. Let's find out some more details of the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Hermit in reverse, and we have the Emperor. So, hold on, let me see. We've also got some more here. We've got the 9 of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the 9 of Pentacles. So we have 3 9s. What's interesting is that when I was doing the thumbnail for my 1111 portal here, I used the same one that I used for my 999 portal. And so the fact that we have 9 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 999, right? Okay. So what I'm kind of getting with that is go check out that reading. If you have not listened to my 999 portal reading, go listen to that one. Readings are timeless. So just because the 999 portal has passed does not mean it's not still relevant information. And the fact that we just got that, it just seems very synchronistic. And so I'm being told to go ahead and go listen to that reading. Knight of Swords. So let's address this energy that we have here with the Emperor, the Hermit in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. Somebody's moving very intentionally. It's a masculine energy. So you could be the masculine here. It doesn't, you know, just because it's a masculine energy does not mean that it's a woman. The imagery on the Hermit card is a masculine energy. So, and we have the Knight of Swords. So there's masculine here, okay? Man or woman, there's masculine energy here that we're dealing with. With the Hermit being in reverse, it's either, it's not a masculine who's not enlightened, because we have the Emperor upright. So it's a quick moving, potentially knight, or a knight who's very driven and decisive, but it's not a knight, it's an Emperor. So like I'm trying to describe this person. 333 on the timer. So this person is empowered, okay? They might be moving quickly, not necessarily, but whatever it is, it's like, it's with a clarity and decisiveness, and there's communication, and there's a healthy balance of this. But with the Hermit being in reverse, there's some aspect of like this person's they're either coming out of their shell for some reason, they might be, so this could be one thing, is that there may be a very empowered masculine in like the earthly world, but they're not, like maybe they're a really good communicator, and maybe they're, you know, in some ways they're, like, I feel like they're very jovial. Like, I mean, we would have like the imagery on this Emperor, right? I try to take into account the imagery on the cards as well. But there is still a reservedness somehow. It could either be a spiritual reservedness. Maybe they're skeptical about spirituality. I guess let's get some clarity. Why is the Hermit in reverse for this situation? Why would the Hermit be in reverse? 7 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 6 and the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. It kind of has to do with like building something. growing something, tending to something. Because we also had that Nine of Wands, remember, right? So there is some sort of like conflict energy of things coming at them. Maybe because they're so happy and present with what they have. Because again, Nine of Pentacles energy as well. Maybe they're so present and thankful for what they have that maybe they're kind of like, you know, covering their ears, covering their eyes kind of thing about like the problems that are around. It's like they're aware of the problems with the Ten of Wands, or they're aware of the heaviness, but there's like an inability of wanting to like address them. Maybe these things that are not being addressed are of a spiritual nature because of that Hermit in reverse. What is not being addressed here? Let's get down to the specifics of what's being avoided. Like, things are great, right? Things are great, but how could they be better? Or what's like the missing piece? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Definitely some sort of earthly energy is missing here. Something grounded, something financial perhaps. This masculine very much embodies more of like a fire and air earth energy, or I'm sorry, earth energy, a fire and air type of energy, but they're not really having earth as much. Justice card, Libra energy is flipped out in the deck. This masculine could be a Libra. He needs to embrace more of the earthly energy. It could be perhaps there's some aspect of needing to slow down. Is there anything that has to do with speed here? Because I've referenced speed a couple times with the Knight energy. Is there anything that has to do with speed that I need to talk about? 10 of Wands in reverse, 9 of Wands in reverse. So rushing, the message about that is like rushing or going too quick could result in accidents or a lack of efficiency. So some of the conflict that might be coming at this person that we talked about with the 9 of Wands could be related to the speed at which this is going. It will actually take the burden, the weight of things off too if this is slowed down and more intentional. Ace of Cups as well. Tell me more about the Ace of Cups. What does the Ace of Cups have to do with here? That's like emotional fulfillment. That's like the divine coming in and supporting something with a water energy. You know, emotion. This is the first time we've kind of really seen this so far. 6 of Swords. I said, what is the Ace of Cups? And we got 6 of Swords. There's definitely the movement energy again, right? Like this is moving on, moving towards something else, stepping away from something. And we've just had a lot of like, you know, stuff going on with like movement and the speed at which something is moving. So again, tell me more about this Ace of Cups, 6 of Swords, the stepping away. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Whatever this conflict energy, it very much has to do with earth energy. It very much has to do, there could be a Virgo situation with an earth sign, right? Because of that Hermit we had in reverse. So there could be a Virgo involved in this story. There could be a Libra involved in this story. There could be an Aries involved in this story. What is this collaboration energy with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse? Why is the earth energy part of this conflict? What does the earth energy have to do with anything here? So when we have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the Sun, that to me is telling me like that's what the goal is. The goal is financial happiness and abundance. And I feel like somebody feels like whatever they're doing is on the path to that, but the restriction that's coming through from whatever this financial thing is, or this Virgo, whatever this earth energy is embodying, is the Star in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. Water sign and air sign. Water sign being Pisces with the Hanged Man, and then Aquarius with the Star. So the Hanged Man in reverse, the Star. This could be a very stubborn person. This could be somebody who's like so convinced that the path at which they're moving down this thing on is the right path, but there's something about it that they're forcing. It's not somehow in true alignment because of that Star in reverse. And they're not really surrendering to a process. They're kind of forcing a process, which would make sense with the sorry, my cat's distracting me. Forcing the process with all of that Knight energy that we had coming through in regards to the speed card and stuff. Let's shuffle this back through. Let's get a card. Let's get a couple cards from the Bird Oracle. Let's see. Tell me, please, more about this Emperor, more about maybe what they're forcing, maybe some advice for whoever somebody feels like is being forced or that somebody is forcing something. Swan, transformation, dreams, illusion. This kind of gives me moon energy. We've had a lot of Cancerian, Pisces sort of energy coming through this reading as well. We have the Oriole, positive change, creativity, and domesticity. So like domesticness, positive change, creativity, transformation. Okay, we got one that I threw on the ground. And this is Hawk, wilderness, perception, and observation. Which makes sense with all that sword energy we've been getting through this reading. Yeah, somebody's like wildly following a dream, following a path that they think is right. There is an aspect of illusion. That's kind of very much what I'm getting with like the star energy, the moon energy, the swan card, right? Tell me more about the swan. Tell me more about like the moon. Tell me more about the star, the swan. Tell me about that energy. Nine of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's that conflict energy around like the financial aspect of things. Tell me about the Hawk energy, wildness, perception, observation. Eight of Pentacles, Two of Wands in reverse. Tell me about the Oriole energy, positive change, creativity, domesticity. Somebody's tired of where they've been. They like where they are or where they're going. Why is the Two of Wands in reverse? It's like they're working hard or they have an expectation of working hard with something, but they're still not growing it yet. It's like they know it's going to take work, but they haven't actually planted the seeds or they haven't like taken the first step. There's the moon card that we've been talking about. There we go. There it is. Makes sense. Eight of Swords in reverse. King of Swords. Again, decisive. They're going to do the thing. They're going to do the thing. Whatever they've decided, they're going to do the thing. So there's no like convincing this person otherwise. The finances are kind of the only piece that doesn't quite flow in alignment with this. I guess let's just see. Will the financial stuff come? And why do we have illusion? Why is the star in reverse? What's the missing piece here? Why no financial? Why illusion? Why no financial? Why illusion? Why? Again, this person I think is stubborn. King of Swords, the moon. I think someone's just like stubbornly following their intuition though. What do we need to know about the financial thing? Can we get some sort of closure around the financial issue? No, not really. Again, it's like the moving on. It's like that Ace of Cups energy. We got the Ten of Wands again. Justice in reverse this time, though. This didn't help me at all. Maybe you're not meant to know how the financial things are working out. Maybe you're just supposed to trust. Yeah. King of Cups in reverse. Temperance upright. The Hermit in reverse. That to me just feels like, yeah, you have to trust. You keep trusting your gut. Why is the star in reverse? Why was the star in reverse? Like, why does it feel like there's some aspect of this path that that's false in some way? Because, like, I feel very much like you should trust. I feel very much that you can keep, be stubborn about if this is what you feel you should do. Like, that's all fine and good. The finances doesn't have a clear path, but again, it's like, that's okay, just trust. But why would the star come out in reverse? Two of Wands in reverse. Why would the Two of Wands, why would we not move towards this thing when we have, wow, a Piscean energy could definitely be holding you back because we have the Fool in reverse now. This could be a person. This could be a person who's not wanting you to do this. Wow, thank you for that clarity. Justice upright, yeah. That's what it is. It's a person. So the Piscean energy with the Hangman reverse and the Fool in reverse we have, that's a person. So you could be a Virgo. You could be an Aries. You are dealing with either a Pisces, most likely a Pisces, possibly a Libra as well. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting with this reading for sure. So somebody might be holding you back. You're dead set. You're dead set on this. They may not think this is the right path for you. You're dead set on this path. The money may not be very clear, but I don't think you care. This is what you want to do. You're dead set on it. Any final oracle messages? Any advice maybe to, like, even though it says to trust, any final bird message here that, like, kind of confirms whether, the spirit just wants you to trust, or what the advice is? Blue Jay, family, loyalty, and communication. Well, that feels very much like what's come through this whole reading so far, is the fact that you have a great communication skills with the King of Swords that's come out, all that type of sword energy that's come through. The Titmouse, thought, resourcefulness, and confidence. Yeah, again with the trust. And so if the money's not very clear, this is a call for you to be resourceful. Eagle, perception, leadership, and renewal. Yeah, so we had transformation, we had renewal, we had positive change, we have creativity, we have resourcefulness, we have thought, communication, we have confidence, leadership, and we have perception, observation, and illusion. So very, very interesting words here to kind of describe this situation. So hopefully that resonated for you. Hopefully you took something from that. Hopefully it was helpful to you. Best of luck during this 11/11 portal. Manifest your dreams. Keep trusting your gut. Don't let the naysayers get in your way. If you know it's true in your soul that you need to do something and things don't exactly make sense, that's okay. Trust in the universe, trust in the divine. They're going to support you. A lot of ace cards came through this reading, which means that you have divine support. So I hope you like that. Drop in the comments if this is your reading. And as always, we will see you next time.